Intimate conversations and green tea. Tell me your dreams, I'm trying to get to know you. Searching for sunset, sailing the seven seas. Would you come see the mountains with me in California? I'll give you everything you ask for. I'm trying to color in your passport. Don't have to worry anymore. The type of heart I won't explore. I don't need a map for love. I don't need a compass to get back to you. I'll ride 100 train, I'll fly 100 planes. Cause when I'm with you, girl, I'm dreaming wide awake. I finally open my eyes. I wanna bring you to life. Cause when I'm with you, girl, I'm dreaming wide awake. Dreaming wide awake. I finally open my mind.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Excited to have you with us right here on the Betting News Network. This is your BETSPRESSO. That is Mr. Nate Hornung, Mr. Shaggy Bets. That is V-Sauce. My name is Sweatpan Jesus. Stoked to have you guys with us to rock and roll to kick off your week. Boys, happy Monday. How we doing?
Doing fantastic, dude. I was just
Still
saying,
alive.
season's kicked off. We got a lot of baseball on a Monday. This is how we get through the week, right?
Absolutely. We're still in recovery mode a little bit, but we're getting there. Big weekend in Smashville. It was a blast.
It was. I got to hug this guy in person, which was amazing. I got to get all of that stuff out there. I'll be hugging you soon too, in like another week and 5 days or something. As Mr. Sauceman's closer to getting married. So vibes are high. Thanks for stopping by, chat. If you're watching us on Twitch, if you're watching us on YouTube, on Kick, if you're watching us on X, wherever you're watching us, we appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. I was worried, Shags, after meeting up with you on Saturday night, just because got home late, had a lot of beverages.
Right.
We were shouting a lot through all the incredible Nashville tunes.
Absolutely.
I was like, I gotta talk in the morning on Sunday, hoping I'm not too raspy. And I was actually all right, because I was going home talking to the Uber driver, like, oh man, it was a blast out on Broadway. It was great on Broadway. But it actually worked out. So yeah,
I was so jealous. Even though I got to spend the weekend with Sook, that was fantastic. But when you get to be inside those shaggy shoulders, right? It's a magical experience. And I think everybody
We got room for everybody.
Yep. Between shaggy shoulders and my like bony ass elbows, we had a good old time.
It was funny. We were sitting on the rooftop, and like I'm texting this guy. Nothing's going through because there's a million phones down on Broadway, so there's no service at all. I get text from him, from 8 minutes ago. Hey, I'm walking that way. Are you still there? I'm trying to send him text, and all of a sudden he just appears from behind me. It was great. It was awesome.
As I do. Yeah, somebody actually, and I told Shaq's parents this, that usually every single time I go out, somebody says I am Jesus or looks like Jesus. It happens every single time, especially in bar environments. And I said that to his parents, and then turned around, and some guy was like sneakily taking a picture of me because he was like, "I thought you were Jesus, bro." So it was legit.
Actually hilarious, SPJ, because I'm like right now talking to my family, telling them who's all going to come, right? And everyone's getting excited. And every time I don't say Daniel, I say SPJ because it just comes out like that, right?
Absolutely.
And then I was like, no, Daniel. You guys are going to meet Daniel. He's fantastic. They're like, wait, what? How do you get SPJ from Daniel? And I was like, Sweatpants Jesus. And then my mom, without even like a break, she's like, is it because he looks like Jesus? And yes.
Straight up. It's gonna be fun to meet your parents. I just met Shaggy. I feel like I'm making like the parent tour. I'll get to meet Sook's parents. Jesus, everybody line up your parents.
Absolutely.
Good vibes, chat. Well, thanks for stopping by. We got a lot of goats in the chat. We'd love to see it. Pat just is doing, and speaking of new family members, Gravy is here to go with Biscuit. Let's go, Patch.
Hell yeah.
Let's go. And we got a Rusty appearance too. I'm gonna leave that comment in the chat, Rusty. But hello, what's going on? Nice to have you here. Thanks for stopping by, spending the Monday. I feel like, did you guys wake up this? We're going to talk about the weekend, chat. We're going to kind of give our reactions to preseason week 1. We're going to gab a little bit about the college football top 25, which dropped today. A couple other pieces of news that happened on the timeline today that we're going to gab about. Give you guys the plays from V on the Diamond. we are going to jump into this one WNBA game, and then we're going to finish off the show ranking our bottom 8 quarterbacks going into the season. So we're going to rank the power bottoms. We're going to rank the 8 worst in our opinion on who we think is going to be.
Insane.
Thank Betsky for that. We're gonna rank that. So we'll have some fun today. But before we do that, I woke up this morning and it's been so exciting. Football's back, or it feels like it's back. And then I woke up this morning and I looked at the slate for the week and I was like, no, we're still kind of in the dog days of summer, man. Like we're still, it's like you get so excited for things being back. And then it's like, oh shit, we're not there yet. You know, like we're close, but we're not there, but we're so close. So I feel like I'm there and then it's not there. I don't know. Did you guys have the same kind of vibes?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely still the dog days. Football's right around the corner, but we're still a little ways away from like football every day too. You know, when it does come back, it is kind of just a weekend thing for a couple months before you start getting action on Tuesdays and Wednesdays in college football and stuff like that.
That's what you meant by football every day.
Yeah. No, there will be a Maction doesn't start until like later in their conference season, I think. So I think
it's like mid-November till about the new year until like bowl season finishes.
But we'll get that, notification whatever day is. We've got football every day straight for, 65 plus days, whatever it is. But that doesn't start till November or so. So I mean,
I think I'm a little bit on the opposite side. As soon as we got to within 30 days to the start of football season, I've been enjoying betting baseball again. All of a sudden, the hitters are looking better.
Colors are brighter. The smells are better.
The sun is shining. You
know what I mean? A little bit of graduation goggles. We're gonna miss this sports equinox, like not too far away, boys. I'm excited. I am very excited.
Well, you've been enjoying betting baseball, which is nice. I haven't really. Shag's just kind of dabbled every once in a while, but not particularly. The pitch is also back this week. You got the EPL returning on Friday. Shag's going to have some info for that for you guys at bettingnews.com, doing some talking about that throughout the week as well. So soccer's back. College football will be back following next week. We've got some fun new content rolling around starting next week as well, chat, for some more standalone YouTube videos to give you guys the moves and the plays in both football sports, giving you them early on YouTube. So be on the lookout for some information about that as well, which will be fun. But yeah, I don't know. I still felt like Is that your background music? Do we need to like play you like is that like your come-in song?
I am so sorry. I was pulling up like stats for something that we were going to talk about with the NFL, and then like I have 2 computers open in this office, thinking I'm the shit. Obviously, I wasn't prepared, and then ESPN just has a video playing.
Yep, makes
right
sense.
Off the bat, loud
Sounds
music.
right.
I apologize. My fault.
They'd be doing that. No,
I let someone hijack the Bluetooth speaker in your office or something, because that's what I would do with
honestly, that would be better, because at least that's not my fault. This was 100% my fault.
No. Hey, you look crispy though. That's what matters.
Absolutely.
And we got a good connection. All right. Well, let's talk about the weekend a little bit. We'll talk about a few pieces of news that came out today, and then we'll kind of finish off talking about kind of some takeaways from preseason week 1. It's preseason week 1. We'll lead it off with that. But first piece of news, and this was massive. This dropped this morning. I'll kind of just read off the information for you guys about this. So the UFC this morning announced that they are signing a massive deal with Paramount Plus, as you guys can see on the side of the screen. So Dana White, the official, as you guys can see, it was a $7.7 billion deal. So UFC is moving all of their talents to stream live on Paramount Plus. And this was the quote from Dana White when all of this dropped. "This historic deal with Paramount and CBS is incredible for UFC fans and our athletes. For the first time ever, fans in the U.S. will have access to all UFC content without a pay-per-view model, making it more affordable and accessible to view the greatest fights on a massive platform. This deal puts UFC amongst the biggest sport in the world. The exposure provided by the Paramount and CBS networks under this new structure is a huge win for our athletes and anyone who watches and loves this sport." I didn't know this was going to happen. This was very much so whisper. I did not know this was the thing whatsoever. And I mean, this comes on the back of ESPN signing that massive deal with taking over the NFL and NFL Network. It's seeming like that this is kind of the direction that a lot of other sports might start going. Huge dub for us as consumers, because a subscription model for Paramount Plus is like $8 a month. And you're going to get access to all of these huge pay-per-view events. I know you guys aren't massive MMA guys, but like, what do you guys think about this?
Oh no, this is awesome. I mean, one of the reasons I didn't tune into UFC regularly is because it was all pay-per-view, and respectfully, I just wasn't that interested. But now, if I'm sitting at home on a Saturday night and it's on Paramount Plus, CBS, whatever it is, I will most certainly be tuning in. So yeah, I think it's great for the consumer. I think it's a way to get us casuals more involved because it's just more readily available. It was typically just the MMA UFC hardos buying those pay-per-views, but now it's just access for everybody. So I think it's a great thing.
I couldn't agree more, Shaggy. I think you hit the nail right on the head. This is going to expose this sport to way more people, way more casual fans. And like we talk about it all the time in regards to every single sport. If you make the sport easier to watch, we're going to have a better time consuming said sport. You will have more eyes on the sport, less like these illegal streams. And it comes with its own issues. Streams going down, all kinds of things. And who's paying $60 realistically in today, like for a pay-per-view outside of hardcore fans or guys with big money on either side, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough sport to watch, I think, at home for the like general population, and this is just a huge win for getting eyes on the sport and getting these athletes in front of more and more eyes.
Mm-hmm. As someone who's gotten a lot more into UFC over the last 6 to 8 months, with obviously talking with Trizzy about it, doing the violence report and things like that, but Trizzy made a great point when he shared it this morning of like, and this has been kind of the issue over the last 8 months that I've kind of noticed with the UFC is the big time pay-per-view cards are just usually stacked and are very awesome. But then there are the other cards on like the fight nights and things like that the cards aren't as good because of there's no pay-per-view money in association with it. So they differentiate who's on those cards. And Trizzy was saying that it'll probably lead to there being more of a diverse portfolio throughout all the cards. So it's more evenly matched. So each one has its big moments and things like that because they're not relying totally on that pay-per-view money anymore. So huge dub. I have a feeling this is going to be a big domino as we move down the sports world, right? Like there's obviously the whole ESPN thing happened with them buying NFL Network. From what they've been saying, there's going to be I know chat's going a little crazy about this, but there's going to be no changes to NFL Red Zone. Apparently Scott Henson has signed on for another 4 years. We'll see if that ends up being 100% true. But I mean, we're getting to the point where I think they were listening to the consumers of like, by the time you pay for NFL Red Zone fan or Sunday ticket, you pay for these other ways to watch NBA, you pay for the other ways to watch baseball, and then you're spending like $1,000 just to watch some sports. Like it's easier to just go buy a couple beers at a bar and go watch all this shit. So I think they're leaning into that a little more, and maybe this is the first of many of these types of scenarios we see for the consumers, which is huge. We'll see how that.
Suck.
I had to bring it up. I saw it.
Hey. The denim cardi goes with me everywhere. I wore it to Sook's house the other night as well. All right. This is a staple of who Vsauce is from this year to that year. I'm not going to give away my age, but
wouldn't have it any other way.
This is here to stay. All right. This is my favorite thing. Plus, all my clothes are always with me. My wardrobe's just super minimal right now.
What do you guys think about a $30 per month stream ESPN option coming out? Is that what's going to be the case?
Is that what it's going to be? Or like,
I would pay for that if it included all NFL games.
Yeah, I would too. But the thing is, for me, like, what's kind of annoying is now you need so many different streaming services for so many different things. Like, it's not like all in one place. You want UFC, Paramount Plus. You want like NFL, go to ESPN. NBA, we're still kind of like seeing what's going to go on with that, right? Because NBA TV sucks, and this doesn't even take into account the Canadian consumers, but because NBA TV in Canada is like god awful. You don't get any of the games that you want, and I'm just looking for more eyes on said sports. I'm here for the streaming option if it includes all the NFL games. But again, that just solves my NFL problem. It doesn't really solve my like everything else issue that I kind of have.
Well,
so
they had the.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say they also have Peacock for soccer for EPL. So you've got the NBC sports action side of this. I saw a funny tweet just before you guys.
Sunday night football too, Peacock.
Yeah, Sunday night football and all the random like primetime games. Netflix has one. Peacock has like quite a few.
Amazon has Thursday night.
Amazon Prime, right? That's Yep. I saw a hilarious tweet because then this also goes back to you can circle this into like the entertainment side of things and like streaming services as a whole, like Hulu and Disney Plus. I think were combining forces, and Hulu and HBO Max were combining forces and things like that. And somebody tweeted and just said, "Yo, they're going to come out with this crazy new subscription service. It's going to be called cable." is going to break the internet. It's going to be crazy. Which it's hilarious because it's kind of true.
This is the old saying, like, you went so far right, you went left.
100%. So, all right, Rusty. So this $30 a month is like you get the ESPN channels. So ESPN, ESPN2, News, SEC, ACCU, ABC. Yeah, the Ocho if you want it. But okay, I didn't know they were like offering that. I don't know. I feel like that's how much do you watch all those ESPN channels? Because like we talked about, there's sports. So like there's sports elsewhere. So I feel like going strictly to the ESPN, you're just limiting yourself. So
the good thing is with that now, because of the like NFL buying a stake in ESPN, we're gonna see a situation here where they're getting the best games, right? Like, yeah, you'll have a lot of games, but a lot of these, I think, like big time games will go to ESPN. Maybe not as much this year with the schedule being out and everything like that, but going towards the future, I could definitely see ESPN getting a bulk of the big time matchups just because like you're directly putting money into your own pocket that way.
Right. This is true. Like if you're going to pay for a subscription, because I actually did this, I paid for Sling because I wanted to have a readily accessible NBA TV. And I think it was because they were showing some game and I could not find it anywhere. And I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to pay for this. It's like $40 a month for a base package, but you can add certain channels, like specific channels that you want that cover. You can get like NBA TV, you can get MLB Network, you can get ESPN, you can just kind of add them on individually. It ends up being, a decent chunk of change, but like you're covered when you can diversify what you're covering versus just getting all those individual subscriptions and having 7 different apps and 5 different ways to watch it and stuff like that.
That sounds literally like cable.
It is cable. It's just on an app. Just run by that.
Exactly.
That's basically the same shit. But Tony
Times might have it figured out. You know what I mean? He might have it figured out. Bring back meth streams and a little bit of crack streams, and we're good.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you guys how to live your lives, but just saying.
For the NBA though, just watch with us on playback. That's always a good time. And free.
Yeah, exactly. True. I wish they would have it, dude. If they had, we actually are going to do some more when we get into NFL, kind of on the standalone primetime games. We're going to have some watch-alongs with us. We can't stream the games for you guys, unfortunately, but we're going to have like. We're all watching the game, sweating it out, and you guys can join us and kind of bitch about your bets and things like that.
Last leg of the Greedy Four. Ooh.
All right now on a Monday Night Football.
Ghost, I appreciate you tuning in on YouTube, brother, but the horse is dead, man. Stop beating it. Stop beating it. It's like the 5th commie joke I've heard, all because I said access for everybody.
Oh my God.
I'll say access for everybody too, so I can be included in the joke, I guess. Also, yeah, thanks for tuning in on YouTube, guys.
The first 2 were good. They were funny, but then it was like, all right, give it up.
Yeah.
That horse is cooked. Straight up. Yeah, the blood's everywhere.
But hey, thanks for tuning in, Ghost. Glad to see you back.
Glad to have you back on YouTube. Also glad to be back on YouTube. We went away from YouTube for a minute, but we're back on the tube. So glad to have you here. And we got our friend Chris on X. We got all the platforms tuning in right now. We love to see it. There's your buddy Chris. This is your burner, B. Don't lie.
Go Pack, go!
We had the bot on Kick too. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God, bot on Kick. We actually do have a couple subscribers on Kick, and one of them does specifically watch. So shout out to you. I don't remember their username, but we appreciate you for tuning in over there as well. Well, I kind of had a feeling that was going to be a little bit more of an open conversation about the overall sports landscape watching. But yeah, shout out UFC. We'll be talking about that more with Drizzy. We are doing a Violence Report recording this week as we're diving into UFC 319, as there is a pay-per-view this week. So one of the last ones in the dying art. One more thing of news that dropped today, and then we'll talk about the weekend in the NFL. The top 25 from the AP dropped in the preseason for college football. It is on the side of the screen there for you guys. We posted this on the timeline. Love to hear your thoughts in the chat. Let us know what you guys think. The Texas Longhorns on the top, Penn State number 2, Ohio State 3, Clemson 4, Georgia rounds out the top 5. You guys can see the rest of the top 25 on the side over there. Shags, I'll let you kind of lead us off here. You've previewed all of these Power 4 conferences, had a look at most of these big-time teams. What stands out to you about this top 25 list?
I mean, Texas is definitely kind of the general consensus number 1 overall because they were number 1 in the coaches poll as well. There was some differing in the coaches poll compared to the AP poll in the top 5 and definitely in the top 10 as well. Coaches had Ohio State 2, Penn State 3. I kind of agree more with the AP poll, to be honest with you. I think Penn State should be in that 2 spot. But regardless, I will say I am worried about Illinois coming in at number 12. I am very high on this team, so high that I took their 8.5 win total at plus 150.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little worried that everybody else is excited for this team too, and they're just set up for a letdown. So them coming in at 12, it just worried me. I think it's accurate. I think it's about right. I would have liked to see them closer to that like 17, 18 range, but regardless. Another thing that our good
wait, before you move on,
Yeah,
Shags, this just means you know ball.
Well,
this just means
Say,
that you
yeah, like
are a
this
ball
win
knower.
total change after this ranking came out. Like,
We'll
that's
see.
huge.
Hey, and chat, if you guys tuned in on our preview video that Shags did for Illinois, you got the bet in on this early. So so just claim the fact that you might be a ball knower, and if they suck, you can just say it was a bad prediction.
We call that CLV around here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Right. That's what we're chasing, baby. All right, Padge, you still in here? Georgia Bulldogs at 5. That's disrespectful, man. The Georgia Bulldogs might go 12-0. Looking at their team and really looking at their schedule. The Georgia Bulldogs schedule is absolutely insane. They play 3 road games all year long. 3 road games on this team's schedule, and they get to host all the big ones. They get to host Alabama. They get to host Florida. They get to host Texas. So sure, they have to play those other big top dogs in the SEC, but you get to host all of them. All you got to do is go to Neyland week 3 against Tennessee. You go to Auburn, and then you go to Mississippi State, which Mississippi State's a cakewalk. Those other 2, I also think are cakewalks. But somebody is probably going to have to come into Athens and beat the Georgia Bulldogs in order for them to not go undefeated. I don't see it happening. I think Georgia will be the number 1 team at the end of the year. I will not be surprised if they go 12-0. But I understand why they are where they are, because Arch Manning is much more sexy than Gunnar Stockton. So I get it.
That brings me 2 questions. One about Georgia. How do you swing that? Like a 4-game road schedule. Does that not affect you when the rankings come out at the end? Because that's all just like that's a whatever I can't remember what the
strength of schedule is.
Yeah, strength of schedule and how they determine that stuff. How do you do that when comparing it to a team that had like say 6 road games?
Well, it's still the SEC, and that's the whole landscape of college football. That's actually a big debate right now, because the SEC, they only play 8 conference games compared to the rest of the power conferences play 9. And you can get away with that because you are the SEC. I mean, they've only got 3 road games on their schedule. They've still got 5 ranked games on their schedule. So the SEC is still the powerhouse of college football in my eyes. But I mean,
they've loaded their schedule, but they've kind of kept it just, off of the road, but they've played some really good competition too. I guess that's
exactly. They're still, I wonder what Georgia's strength of schedule is, because it's probably still fairly high up. It's not a top 15, top 20, but it's still plenty tough compared to an Indiana, who, if you look at their schedule, and they play kind of the bottom of the Big Ten. And let me tell you, the bottom of the Big Ten is a lot worse than middle of the pack in the SEC. So, I it's all scheduling. It's all money, whatever, above my pay grade. But the dogs are going to be dogs this year. That's for sure.
Next question I want to ask you was, I know Texas is ranked number 1. And like you said, the coaches poll, they kind of agreed with this sentiment. But does that ranking have like a lot to do with Archie Manning, or is this roster really just kind of tailored to be a number 1 team with going into the season?
The roster is full of dogs, that's for sure. Arch Manning aside, the defense is probably one of the best in the nation. They have several first-round draft picks on that defensive side of the ball. So, and you still got Steve Sarkisian, who's a great head coach, ultimate motivator too. So you are relying a lot on Arch Manning. People are kind of assuming he's going to work out. He's going to be great. He's going to be one of the best players in college football. You can look at the Heisman odds to get that sentiment. But yeah, people are really relying on Arch Manning being good. I still think Texas is a great football team without him. So, he can definitely elevate them to the next level, but the defense is plenty strong elsewhere.
Did you see those reports about his grandfather saying that he's going to be at Texas next year? Like,
I
how do you
did
feel
see
about that? Did you think he was coming out of college this year? What were your expectations, I guess, beforehand? And how do you feel now? Do you think that's what happens?
I mean, the kid is still like how old is this kid? He's a sophomore. So he can't even drink. He's hasn't even had a full season as a starter in college football under his belt. Yeah, he played some games, started some games last year. But he's still got a long way to go to progress. I mean, he's still got plenty of growing to do physically, mentally, emotionally, to be that leader in the NFL that people expect him to be. So it wouldn't surprise me if he goes back to Texas just because of the nature of the landscape too. He's going to be making plenty of money playing quarterback for Texas. Yeah. So that's not an issue. However, it's kind of like the Cooper Flag thing in that you could go back and get injured and then it sets
Especially
you back. Right. Exactly. And so who knows if, maybe he drops from the number 1 overall pick to more of like a 12-15. Maybe he slips even further into the 2nd, 3rd round, who knows? So you're risking all that by going back. But again, financially, it doesn't really matter. It's going to be, he's going to be set regardless.
Yeah.
It could be a situation too where that might be, depending on, we'll see how the season plays out, obviously, we'll see if he ends up being this, because the thing about him that's also crazy is the fact that he does something that neither his dad nor Peyton did, which was he's a runner. Like he can run and is very athletic, not only throwing the ball, but also with his legs, which is a crazy concept as well. So we'll see if that ends up playing out and if that helps his case even further. But like you said, I don't know if being like, obviously, we're going to talk about these quarterbacks that we just saw over the weekend in the preseason, but you got guys like Cam Ward, you got guys like Shedeur Sanders that got drafted in completely different situations. You got guys like Jackson Dart, who people thought could be a little higher, that got drafted later. But like sometimes getting drafted a little later in like the 15 to 20 part of the first round is actually kind of a good thing for rookie quarterbacks, because then they're on like a not terrible team. They have a team that's maybe a 8-8 roster, decent offensive line, decent defense, maybe got some weapons. Whereas if you're getting drafted top 5, you're probably on a team that sucks ass. I mean, we've seen the quick turnaround in the NFL. Like it can happen quickly where you become good over an offseason, but like sometimes getting drafted later first round or even later in the draft is actually better for some of these quarterbacks, because they can come into a situation and succeed with good people around them immediately versus having to be great with terrible offensive line, no weapons, and a bad defense.
And hypothetically speaking, if Arch Manning does ball out, is going to be that number 1 overall pick, he would be in a situation where, okay, who's got the number 1 overall pick? Do I want to go there? Or do I want to go back to Texas for another year? So there's a lot of variables at play.
The writing on the wall of him, which we can swing now and talk about the preseason a little bit, but we'll talk about the worst quarterback situations to finish off the show. So this is a little foreshadowing too, but we've discussed this whole Saints team. They could be really bad. There's a lot of history there with the Manning name with the Saints. So that could be a situation that gets thrown into going into next offseason. So if you're a conspiracy theorist, I don't know, maybe that can be something.
Talking about conspiracy theories, I just talked about this in the NFL piece I put out. Go look at it. Dive into 2 QB rooms, the Browns and the Colts. A lot of stuff, a lot of weird stuff going in those 2 QB rooms had to be talked about. But let's talk about it. This Colts team looks horrendous. We saw Anthony Richardson fracture his pinky, not a huge thing, but the thing was the way he got hit, the lack of protection, the lack of movement on the line, the lack of awareness that somebody's even coming, because he is an athletic guy. You can make somebody miss, you can make a play. Can't do that when he's coming in. How can a 280-pound linebacker sneak up on you like that? I have no idea. But in this situation, the Colts could tank. They could just be fucking god-awful for the entire season, go into next year looking like they might have the number 1 or number 2 overall pick. Maybe they're one of the few teams that needs a QB in this situation, right? Like a team, I'm just saying, if they have that pick, does Archie Manning go and then follow in the footsteps of his uncle, right?
More than likely. I feel like
be
you've got to.
fun,
That's just a storybook written.
You know what I mean? Anthony Richardson, year 3 now. Put him out there. Let him be bad. Let's go 1-15, 1-16, and let's draft our next Manning great.
As a fellow AFC South, which we're covering the AFC South tomorrow on YouTube chat, so be on the lookout for that from me and Sook, giving you guys the moves in the AFC and the NFC South. I mean, I think the Colts are going to be terrible this year. I really don't think this team's going to be very good. We've talked about it quite a bit, and that was on display this weekend. Maybe Daniel Jones looked okay when he was in there for Anthony Richardson. It's also come out that Anthony Richardson is probably going to play in the second preseason game. It was just that finger got popped back into place. It's looking like he's still going to be good to go. But as you mentioned, that's just, you can't have that happen as a third-year quarterback. Like, you have to be able to make that basic read and not get clobbered, and not be able to do that. So, to kind of talk further about this, what we saw over the weekend, I actually thought all the rookie quarterbacks that we saw played really well, except for the Saints. Is it Tyler? Tyler Show. Yeah, he was all right, but he threw that pick six, which wasn't great. Again, I just don't think the Saints are going to be good. And so, like, him and Spencer Rattler, it doesn't really matter, really. But I thought we talked about Shedeur quite a bit. He looked great for the Browns. We'll see if that ends up being something that gets talked about further and further, and maybe he flirts with being their starting quarterback. We'll see. Jackson Dart looked awesome for the Giants. He's going to maybe ask some questions if Russell Wilson starts to struggle and famous Jameis is not the choice. Cam Ward, I thought, did a really good job for the Titans in his debut. Didn't play a lot, but looked good and very settled. And I thought all three of those guys had really good performances. And I liked everything you saw. It's what you want from a guy coming in with minimal reps, coming into their first quote unquote NFL start and putting good stuff on tape. Go learn. You can find out. I mean, I watched Cam's the most closest because that's when I was paying attention to the most. But I liked how he looked in the pocket. He looked decisive. He looked like it. I even put a little tweet out about it today. Like, the thing you want with quarterbacks, especially guys from college translating to in the NFL, is you want them to be able to start grasping the offense, and it doesn't look like that they don't know where they're going with the football. Like, you want them to understand this is the read, this is how you make the play, and then you make the play, rather than, oh, fuck, it's all too fast, and then you just throw or you run, you scramble, right? And then it's just, chaos. And I actually thought all three of them did a good job of that. I watched Cam the closest, but I was impressed with the rookies. I thought they all did a good job in their debuts.
This guy's not a rookie, but Joe Milton looked good for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I don't think he's going to compete for any reps anytime soon, but we've seen Dak get hurt before, miss significant time, if not the entire season before. Joe Milton, not only was their preseason debut all right, 143 yards, a touchdown, did have an interception, 17 of 29. But if you're watching this guy in camp, he's got that deep ball ability. He puts it right on the money, and it looks like he's got a cannon of an arm. So I don't know. Joe Milton, that could be one of the bigger signings this offseason, second-year quarterback. He looked good at times last year, too, with the Patriots, but he never really got an opportunity.
Look, man, get your Shedeur Sanders MVP tickets in right now. I mean, the guy's going to be QB3 in Cleveland, but man, he looked good. No, I got to give him flowers because he actually did look very good. It was hilarious the amount of people victory lapping after a few quarters in an NFL preseason game, but. He looked good. I will give him his flowers after talking plenty of smack on him at Colorado. Yeah. He did look good. He might be able to compete for that QB2 spot by week 1, in my eyes. I think if you're the Browns, you've got to roll with Joe Flacco because unless Shedeur really continues to excel and you think he is going to be good to go in week 1. But I think with that veteran experience with Flacco, you let Flacco go out there for the first couple of weeks. If he doesn't get it done, then yeah, you move on. But I mean, you've got Dillon Gabriel and Kenny Pickett both coming back for injuries. So Sanders could legit be that QB2 by week 1. Do I think he takes the starting job from Joe Flacco? Not in week 1, again, unless he really excels these other 2 preseason games. So Shedeur, good for you, man. You balled out. I'll give you your flowers.
I love that, Shags. And I think that's a good point. The Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel injuries have really opened it up for him. I think that he's the better QB from Kenny Pickett, too. We've seen Kenny Pickett in real action. The dude's not a good quarterback. He's just not. I think he has one game in his entire career where he's thrown for 2+ touchdowns. And this is a guy who just hasn't panned out anywhere, right? I feel like that injury now happening in camp, he's still day-to-day taking limited reps with the offense. He was the guy that was taking the most first-team reps outside of Joe Flacco during camp. But Flacco's the guy that's probably going to start from at least weeks 1 through 4, I would say. Yeah. And depending on how the Browns season is going at that point, if they're winning a couple of games, they'll keep him out there. But if they're not and they're looking to tank, you might as well see what you've got. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw both Shedeur and Dillon Gabriel at different points late in the season.
I can see that too. And I know they signed Tyler Huntley, but I feel like if you're going away from Flacco to a QB2, you might as well just go with a Shedeur Sanders instead of Tyler Huntley, because we know what he is in the NFL.
They signed Snoop Huntley. They signed him because they didn't have any other healthy options. They didn't want Shedeur playing 4 quarters of a preseason game. He ain't gonna make this roster to start the season. He got brought in to play some snaps, but I mean, I'm the same with you, Shags. I didn't really believe in this guy. I still don't. I mean, jury's still out. It's one preseason.
It's
game,
exactly.
right? Like, I got into an argument with a friend, Skit. Also, shout out Skit if you're watching on the timeline of him, like basically saying the Titans are going to regret not drafting Shedeur #1, like Cam's looking over his shoulder already and all this type of stuff. And I'm like, big dog, relax. Come on now. It's one preseason game. Like, yeah, maybe in 2 years we look back and the Shedeur is cooking in the NFL, and then we can have that discussion. But like, come on now. It's been one game. But as we said, it's better to come out and put out a good performance, especially in that Browns quarterback room, because as soon as you start to, and the thing with these guys that really move the needle, especially not only on the field, but from an outward perspective, and Shedeur definitely does that. I mean, if the fan base starts liking him, if he starts selling tickets, I mean, Kate brought up the point on Saturday, I think, that it was when Shedeur got announced as the starter for the Browns, the ticket prices like tripled for that game.
Wow.
For a preseason game in Carolina.
He's also one of the most popular jerseys from amongst all Browns players outside of Myles Garrett and like the big time names.
Nike had that Shedeur, which I thought was kind of cringy, but they posted the whole what your time was coming or waiting or whatever, and it got 4 times the impressions of any of the other big Nike posts of like Scheffler winning the Masters, or Scheffler winning the U.S. Open with his son, and Nadal or Alcatraz winning and all that stuff. Like all these huge million impression things. Shedeur's was like 11 million for a preseason game. So that counts. That matters, right? And those things.
It's going to be polarizing, that's for sure. Because there's not just a bunch of love for him. There's a lot of people that are seeing this stuff to be angry at it, to incite a reaction from it that's not necessarily the best. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And again, it's one preseason game. It's an overreaction either way that you're going to put it. If he played badly, it would have been an overreaction to say that he's washed, right? Mm-hmm. Either way, they're having some fun with it, and it's just funny to see. But I agree with the sentiment, SPJ. Ticket sales matter, jersey sales matter, and if you put them under center and all of a sudden the stadium fills up, what are we doing here?
Look, the point of the NFL is to win games, but it's a business. It's a money-making business. Who's going to get butts in seats? That's really what matters, especially, sorry, Owen, for a team like the Browns who might not win a ton of games. They're not going to be competing for a Super Bowl this year, but they can fill the stadium every week.
Now Joe Flacco comes out there and wins games. He's putting asses in seats. That's all that matters then, right? Then this conversation is null and void.
Nobody's winning games for the Browns. Under 4.5, under 5.5.
Dude, what if Shedeur comes in and just really starts cooking? You gonna feel?
Hey, if it's funny because I pitched this on VSiN and Dave Ross actually asked me. He was like, "What are your thoughts if Flacco gets benched and Shedeur gets the start?" And I told him, I was like, I kind of think it's a good thing, because to me that would be them throwing in the towel. Okay, let's play this rookie quarterback, see how he does. But again, based off what we saw Friday night with Shedeur, maybe he does torch up. If he does that, if Joe Flacco loses a few games. My win total under looking real good. Shedeur comes in and wins a bunch of games back half of the season. I'll just tip my cap to him. That's all, because that's all I could do at that point.
That's all you can do.
Right.
As a fan of a team that's probably also going to not be fantastic, you just have to have hope and like aspiration and the possibility of the ceiling being high. And a guy like Shedeur, a guy like Cam Ward, even though Cam Ward is not the flashy type of guy that Shedeur is, these guys that can be possibly franchise cornerstones that have the opportunity to do that. Do they do it week 1? Do they do it year 1? Probably not. It's very rare in the NFL, but it happens more often nowadays than it used to. But like, you just want the opportunity for some hope when your team that you support. And like, that's what these guys provide. We'll see if it ends up translating on the field, but still a preseason. So everybody pump the brakes. Anything else for preseason? It's almost 40 minutes into the show. We hadn't sniffed a bet, but the board's not very big today, chat. So we filled the time having a good time with you guys. But
yeah, I got one more thing. I've got issues with the NFL Zebras. Actually, the refs, they didn't let the Chiefs win on Saturday. I thought the contract said preseason games as well. They certainly did not help Bailey Zapp get the W. And I'll be honest, I'm worried as a Chiefs fan, man. We just lost to the Cardinals. That's not a good sign.
Shag, you really got to read the fine print on these contracts, my man. Really got to read the fine print.
Apparently.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So
I'll take it during the regular season. Save it for the regular season even.
We've got week 2 around the corner for the preseason. Hello, Sheffrey. We'll be previewing some more games as we get into week 2. We'll also be dropping some information about our fantasy stuff rolling forward as well. We've also got some stuff for the other fantasy league on the timeline. If you want to go get involved, if you're in our chat and you want to hang out with us and play in another league, feel free to get involved with us. We've got a few spots left in that league. These boys right here are going to be playing in our league. We'll be doing a live draft very soon. Got some info for you guys about that. We might be moving some players around, just so you know. So interesting things on the horizon. But on that note, let's cap it off. Let's talk some bets for you guys tonight, and then we'll finish the show ranking some of those terrible quarterbacks we talked about and who's going to be the assiest of the asses. V, take it away. Take us to the diamond. What are we looking at on the diamond today, man?
All right. To the diamond, boys. We got 2 plays. One's chalk, so let's just start off there. You got Shohei Ohtani making his return to Angel Stadium. It's not the first time that he's played there. It's the 3rd time that he's played there. He's 1 for 8 in 2 games here. He's had 1 triple that came in his first game back. And this just feels like a situation where Ohtani won 2 MVPs with this team. He's won 3 MVPs already, and he's looking at his 4th within 5 years. He would be the 2nd player to do it all time, Barry Bonds being the only other one, and he would be the only player to do it, I think, in such a short span of time. Ohtani is on a different planet. He's coming off a game in which he was struck out in the 9th inning, runners on, and a chance to win the game against the Blue Jays. It's not how he wanted to go out. It's not how he wanted to go back here to Angel Stadium. He returns here, the favorite to win MVP in the NL again this year. He returns this year as a World Series champion. Now, after playing in his first ever postseason games last year, give me Shohei Ohtani's bases at -125 over 1.5. You can take the over 2.5 HRR too. I think that's sitting at closer to +100, but I love the Yak at +200. I just think that this guy is so due to get one out of the park that he's hit so many before. So give me Shohei's bases, give me the home run, and give me Ohtani to make a splash here tonight at Angel Stadium once again.
I saw that crazy highlight of him swinging at that miss, and very obviously, even if you're not a huge baseball fan, you know that was a swing, and the Blues, they called it safe. Yeah, there was no way that was a check swing. But Shohei bounced back, nice and chalky. Another guy you bet on quite a lot this season. Take us to your second play you got today, man.
Absolutely. Brent Rooker. Sutter Health Park is back on the menu today, boys. My favorite ballpark, honestly, it's this in the Rays Stadium, Steinbrenner Field that they've been playing down there. These AAA ballparks have made for some of the funnest seasons and some guys that are just going absolutely bonkers. One of those guys here is Brent Rooker, over 1.5 total bases, -105. He's hitting .276 this year with 24 home runs. He's hitting .290 at home this year. He's only got 10 of his home runs here at Sutter Health Park, and that feels like a massive incorrect. They're just not right. He's got insane levels of extra base hits here. The ball is just not flying the way you want it to fly. But this is a situation where it feels like some positive regression is incoming for our boy here. You're getting the home run at +290, a line that usually sits around +325, and winds are blowing at about 13 miles per hour directly out towards the outfield. It's a short field here in the AAA ballpark. And on the other side, we are getting Ryan Pepiot. He's giving up 1.6 home runs per 9 innings this year. He has struggled against right-handed pitching with right-handed bats, with 15 of his 24 home runs coming against right-handed bats. This just feels like a spot where Rooker's going to stay hot. Nick Kurtz in this matchup looking good too. He's been kind of crushing righties, but Rooker's the vet. He's been playing fantastic, and it feels like he's due for a lot more home runs here at Sutter Health Park.
Nice. All right, so Rooker and Ohtani, a little chalky. And as chat said, 0 for 2 yesterday, what it happens in baseball, but you're going to go 2-0 or 2 for 2 according to Owen. Also, I didn't post this on the timeline, and I didn't even notice because I was busy doing other stuff yesterday, but Kyle Schwarber sold our bag yesterday.
Dude, I know. I was sitting there. I didn't even have the will to message in the chat because he was fully on board. He was like, "You brought in Schwarber last time. I love this. We're gonna hit." And then he was the leg that sold. I didn't even have I couldn't even message to bitch about it. Ugh.
I was gonna message too, and I even stopped paying attention because that was the first leg and it was the first thing that happened, and then it sold. And I knew in my head, I was like, well, the rest of the parlay is totally smacking. Yeah.
Being back home now, my slips are different. So I saw at the end of the night when I was going back through my slips, 3 green checks, and then Kyle Schwarber just.
Yeah, that's how it goes. At least he went over. So at least it didn't even get close.
It was ugly.
All right, well, there's some moves for you guys on the diamond if you'd like to bet. You guys can also go read V's analysis on some of these plays and so much more in the hitter versus pitchup matchup on Betting News for free. Get involved at bettingnews.com. All right, guys, I'm going to take you guys short and sweet here. One WNBA game tonight. I'm not even going to solo screen myself for this one because the cell job is going to be very small. I don't like this game. This game sucks. These two teams are – I like the Golden State Valkyries. They're at home, but they've been kind of falling apart near the end of the season. Still need a couple more wins from them to get over the win total with Austin. But the Connecticut Sun are not very good. Tina Charles is resting tonight. This team's not going to make the playoffs. They are being kind of frisky. They've got some young players that are nice to watch in Anissa Morrow. But I'm actually going with somebody that I've never bet before. I wanted to have a bet in this game just because I labbed in. I wanted to have something for you guys to write out with me. It's a little juicy, so I hope you guys are okay with paying some juice. But we're taking Cecilia Zandalicini, baby, the Italian. She's starting lineup now for the Valkyries as they're dealing with their own issues on the injury side of things. Over 1.5 3-pointers. Get V excited about this one. Over 1.5 minus 130. Who am I echoing with? Okay, we're good. 3+ 3-pointers for plus 260. She's out there to shoot threes. Her last game, she had 14 points. She played 32 minutes. Like I said, she's starting for this team now. She took 7 shots. 6 of them were threes. She hit 4 of them. So she's out there to shoot. I like this. This Valkyries team does need offense as well. So I like the fact that she's out there to shoot a little bit more. Her playing time in the last 5 games has been 30 minutes, 15, 29, 24, and 32. So she's going to get a lot of run. Nice hooper, good shooter. I really like her stroke from deep. So give me the 1.5 for a little juice. You can take the points if you want. It's 10 plus for minus 135 or over 10.5 for minus 102. But if she's going to score that, she's probably going to hit 2 to 3 threes because, as I mentioned, her volume is pretty much from 3, and that's it. So really like her on this team. I lean with the Valkyries, but this team can sometimes mess around. They're good at home. The Suns sometimes come out and randomly win. The line doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. It's 8.5 for the Valkyries. They should probably win this game by 10 plus. I don't want to mess around with that. So the only thing I really liked was Zandalicini. I also really like Anissa Morrow in this game from the Sun. As I mentioned, Tina Charles not playing in this one, and it's going to lead a lot of opportunities for Morrow and for Marina Mabrey to have good games. There are lines for Mabrey out, but there's no lines for Morrow. There's no lines for a lot of other Sun players because Tina Charles is sitting there totally gatekeeping those lines. So wouldn't be surprised if you want to get involved, chat closer to this game starting. This is a late night game. It's 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. If you want to get involved with something later, if Morrow lines do drop, the PR was a good play for her to round things out. So yeah, that's what I got in this one. Big slate tomorrow on the Dubs. Going to be fun. We're getting to the point of the season. And also, boys, just to mention, we had an incredible performance yesterday in the WNBA. The Sun played yesterday. They got smoked by Asia Wilson and the Aces. And Asia Wilson, for the first time in WNBA history, scored 30 points and had 20 rebounds. First time ever in the dub. And as somebody that has a little sprinkle on her to win the MVP at plus 4,500, that felt like very nice because Nafisha Collier is still on the shelf. So shout out Asia for what she did yesterday, and then also shout out the Aces for kind of putting together some wins over the last 5 or 6 games as well. So there's some WNBA info for you guys to round everything out. All right, guys, we'll talk more dub tomorrow. As I mentioned, we got the dub. We will be live with Kate. We'll be myself. We'll be live with you guys and Sook talking through everything on the WNBA tomorrow. But let's round things out and let's talk about the worst of the worst. I didn't look at this. I didn't even look at all the chat. It's hard to look at chat while you're selling stuff. But
It's true. Absolutely.
I can't get distracted by you guys. Yeah, Owen had an incredible ticket on Asia yesterday. Needed her to go under the RA for a substantial amount of coin. And of course, she had 20 rebounds.
Career night.
Career night. And Owen, this is why I hate unders, because this has happened to me so many times of taking it under that I'll take an under, feel really good about it. Sore. Absolutely sore.
Dude, that's got to be such a rough watch. I'm sorry, Owen, not to just sit here and talk about your misery, but fuck.
Would you rather be hooked though?
No, I wouldn't. But honestly, it just feels like you're sitting there just watching board after board after board.
Hey, well, Owen, you can think about it this way. I think it was your bet that gave her whatever she needed to get to that level. All right. You
she
motivated the hell out of Asia Wilson just by
You guys
placing
saw
a bet
one
on her.
under bet on her, right? Just like one in the entire world, and she's like, "Who
It's
is
like, oh,
that?
who did it? Somebody did it?
I'll show him."
She got the bat signal. Like, someone bet you're under. Okay, done.
Oh,
Vegas made the
100.
call. Vegas
Yeah.
made the call.
Mr. Owen. It was so, I felt so bad for Owen too, because he's the last time he texted me this ticket, it smacked, and shout out Owen in that regard. Texted me this time, and I'm like, oh, sweet. Asia against bad team. Maybe she didn't even play the fourth quarter. I looked up at halftime, and I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
GG's, big dog.
Oh, no.
GG's. Speaking of GG's, let's talk about our 8 worst quarterbacks in the NFL going into this season. We've had a lot of fun ranking lots of different positions for you guys in fantasy and outright. On the positive side of things, we did do a list of the 10 worst teams going into the season. Let's do now the 10 worst quarterbacks. Or the 8 worst quarterbacks. We don't have to go 10. I feel like that was too much ass to talk about. So let's jump into this. I just need to press a couple buttons here to get this rolling here.
So we're just talking starters, obviously. We're not
starters.
We're not going 3 deep into the bench and listing those names. But
no, we're doing starters.
I don't know who the Saints starter is. Whether
Starters or
Joe
potential starters?
or Rattler. I think either one. I think you just put the Saints there as the worst, to be honest with you.
Honestly,
right, so-
that's not a bad move. Yeah.
Whether it's Rattler, whether it's Tyler Show, I think they're the 32nd ranked starting quarterback in the NFL.
That's a good one.
Saints,
That is
don't
a good
matter.
one.
It don't matter who it is.
And then honestly, if you want to like copy and paste and then just change it to the Colts.
Colts.
It's probably about right.
I don't disagree with either one of those.
Right.
Neither do I.
Are we happy with that?
No qualms.
No
think
qualms.
that's- yeah.
Okay. Now I think it does get interesting.
Yes.
Now I
Now
think
we
it
get
can.
frisky.
Now we have to get a little frisky. Okay. There's probably going to be a couple of quarterbacks that could actually have decent years on here at the bottom of this list too. Just to say,
I don't believe in Bryce Young, if that's who you're mentioning or hinting at.
I got some belief
All right.
in the guy. Come on.
All right.
I don't.
All right.
I don't.
As
I think
a-
he's on the list.
As
He might be on the list, but not 3. Come on.
Who else we putting down there? Cam
All right,
Ward?
all right. I was going to say I'm down to put Cam Ward at 3. Purely because
Wow.
of the fact-
Wait. Do we want to leave the rookies off of this because we can't put them on a top 10 list because we have nothing on them. It's hard to
No,
put them on a
but they're gonna
bottom.
be.
Cam
Well,
Ward's a
Cam's
starting
gonna,
quarterback.
He's going to start, dude.
He's gonna
so
start.
He's going to be on the list.
Yeah.
Like,
I get what
I
you're
think-
saying, V, but
I guess,
Cam Ward's got to be a starter. So
and again, we've talked about this with these other rankings. This is also about team construction too. So we could maybe think the guy's a good quarterback, might have a good career, but this season, because the roster still sucks, the team's going to be bad, whatever it may be. Like, I think Cam Ward's going to be fun to watch this year. I think he's going to be decent. I think him and Calvin Ridley are going to make a lot of fun plays. Do I think that that's going to lead to the Titans winning a lot of games? Probably not. My fandom says yes. My brain says probably not. And that's probably going to lead to him not being a top 20 quarterback in the NFL this year.
Okay,
So
hear me out. Justin Fields,
he should be on this list.
right?
He's
I know we
on-
don't
yeah.
have anything, like no tape on Cam Ward, but like Justin Fields is on his 3rd team in how many years? He has shown a severe lack of kind of like throwing ability in a sense, which is exactly what you need from the QB position. Doesn't matter how much you can run if you can't
Okay.
throw the ball.
All right. How about this? 3, Flacco.
bro, you gonna disrespect Joe like that?
The Browns, you want them to win 4 games, brother. He's got to be bad for that to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong there, but all right, now there's 2 comments. This is wild after what Sam Darnold did last year.
Damn, no belief in Sam Darnold from the chat.
I was gonna say, I think Trevor Lawrence needs to be talked about at some point.
Yeah.
Ooh.
JJ
The best-
McCarthy, another guy we have no tape on.
JJ. Yeah, I'm worried about
These are
JJ.
all good names.
Penix Jr. I like Penix, but he's somebody we have a lot of stuff on. We'll see how that plays
Are we
out.
throwing a Caleb Williams in
Caleb
here?
Williams,
Are we
yep.
throwing a Drake May in here? Are
Throwing
we
a Caleb
letting
Williams.
Tua Tagovailoa sneak down into this bottom 8?
Ooh. See,
I
that's
mean,
what I'm talking
when half the season he can't play in cold weather, what's Miami's schedule? How many games do they have away late in the season?
They need to get whoever made Georgia's schedule to make theirs.
They got to go to Cleveland in October. Dang, the Browns actually might win that one. Honestly, I need both of them to lose. I'm on both of their win totals under. Cleveland, Miami, tie. October 19th, Miami and Cleveland, they're going to tie, and it's going to be perfect for Mr. Shaggy Betts.
Can we?
They gotta go to New York and Pittsburgh late in the season, too.
Can we agree Flacco / any other Browns quarterback?
I think you said Cam Ward at 3, and I agree with that.
You think Cam Ward's going to be worse than the Browns?
How do I phrase this? Right? Would I do that?
What about JJ McCarthy? Do you guys think JJ is going to be better than Cam Ward?
Well, but I think the Vikings will be better than the Titans.
That's fair.
Yes, I agree with that. I think right now, I don't want to say that. Man.
You can hurt my feelings. It's okay.
No, because I don't know if I truly believe it.
I think
I was going to say
Flacco is the only one whose job is really kind of like up for grabs outside of the first two that we've already listed here. If we're looking at guys that are probably that don't have much like a slack, Flacco is at the top of that list probably. Cam Ward, maybe
Well, they ain't benching Cam Ward.
Flacco's also got nothing to lose because the man's like 36 years old. He should already be retired. All right, let's go. Let's put Joe Flacco. Why not?
This is not an indictment on Joe. This is more about the fact that the Browns. Sorry, Owen.
It's a bad situation. You're right.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So Flacco.
The offense really doesn't have any weapons either, man.
That's true. Yeah.
Any other dude.
Whomever it may be.
Okay. All right. I'm down to do Cam Ward here, though. We can do Cam Ward here.
Okay.
Cam and JJ?
I can get down with that.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Until proven otherwise. Oops.
It's okay, guys. Owen, that sounded so sad. I'm sorry.
One day
it's 2 C's, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's 2.
All right. Now Justin Fields should probably be in the discussion now. I don't hate the Tua take. I also don't hate the
Tua, though.
Penix Jr.
I think Bryce Young's worse than everyone we've named.
Really?
He was good last year, man. Come on.
Good.
Come on.
Good.
Comparatively.
Yeah, you know what? No arguments there. No arguments there.
Russell Wilson, interesting.
I was waiting for a giant QB to be named because I think Russell Wilson might have slipped this far.
Again, this is about how the team is going to look too. Because Russell Wilson, if they are 1-5 or something, will get benched for Jackson Dart. Probably.
Oh yeah, exactly.
What are they going to up, man? He's looked good too.
I mean, Wilson's kind of like Flacco
out there.
Yeah, he's got a short lease.
I would still say Justin Fields is worse than Russ, though. No, you guys
I'm sorry. I'm shaking my head at Tukey. The Sam Darnold slander is insane. Seattle to win the NFC West plus 575.
Whoa.
What about? I like Fields purely off the fact that he can always run. Like he will always get you running ability. So like that aspect of it, and I think that they could be frisky, but
I think Bryce Young is next on this list in my eyes.
Oh, Sook's gonna hate this.
Well,
I feel like
Caleb Williams is another one that I think is probably on this list too.
If you're QB, if you're playing quarterback, does it matter more if you can throw the ball or if you can run the ball? At least Bryce Young can throw the ball. We've seen that from him.
Do you think the Jets or the Panthers are going to be better as a whole? Because again, this does have to circle back to which player, which guy is going to be in a situation that's better.
Panthers playing, division with the Saints.
Yeah, it's true. You're in a bad division.
I low key think that Caleb Williams should be on this list too.
I agree. Maybe like 7 or 8.
Now, Rusty brings up a good point about Aaron Rodgers too.
Yep. Also, I was thinking that too. Ugh, narrowing it down to 8's tough.
So I mean, we can do 10. You
All right,
guys
let's go
want to make it
Field.
10?
No, let's go Bryce Young. I think you guys agree with
Yeah.
Bryce Young. I'm being outvoted. Let's go with Bryce Young.
Okay.
I think that there's again, like I said, these positions now, one of these guys is probably going to end up having a career year and proving us totally wrong, which is great for him. But we got to just go with what we know.
And that's what this list is for
We
one
wanna
of these
listen
guys
to
to prove us wrong.
Yeah.
Exactly. What we're going to do is we are going to extend it to 10 because this is
All
fun.
right. Fair.
I thought we were going to run out of. I thought we were going to run out of opportunities to talk about something, but I think we can definitely fill it out with 10 now.
Yeah, I think so too. Because yeah, I would think Caleb Williams. I would say
Penix Jr.
Yeah, that's another just question mark. We don't know. Probably. I kind of like it. I like the skill players around Penix Jr. though.
You've mentioned his name, and I actually unfortunately thought the Jags are going to be decent this year, but I think T-Law might be awful once again this year.
I think T-Law.
He's
got the weapons though. He's got weapons this year.
Brian Thomas Jr. is a weapon.
And yes,
Travis Hunter.
I was not going to name him until I saw some stuff on the football field.
That mattered.
But, yeah.
I just saw that tweet, and I didn't watch the whole Jags game. I only saw bits and pieces of him throwing hospital balls to start the game. And, like, it's year 4, dude. Like, if you ain't – why are we doing this in the preseason,
you got to protect your receiver.
Come on, man. You were a number 1 pick. Like, get it together. I think he should be top 10, no, or 9.
Does Geno Smith's name make this list? Because I would think, in my mind – Geno Smith further down than Sam Darnold, who chat's thrown out multiple times now.
I know you're high on this.
This is so hard.
This is difficult.
We
like positivity around here, but
can we
this
go
is hard.
Caleb Williams next?
I think we can go Caleb
Williams. But wait, Caleb Williams too over Justin Fields? Like, that's a real argument we're having? Like, I agree, Caleb Williams is on this list, but Justin Fields can't throw the football. How is he not on this list yet?
So Fields is teaming up with ex-Buckeye teammate Garrett Wilson.
I'm hype on that too, Shaggy.
So
don't add to this.
Connection might be special.
You're gonna make me draft them both.
Whereas
I like Fields, dude. I think he's gonna have a good year, but I think he should be on the list.
You're gonna make me freaking draft. You're gonna make me. That's gonna be my stack. This is terrible. Okay, Caleb Williams, then Justin Fields.
I can get into that.
I think I could, yeah.
Geno Smith's also got, what's his name? Jacoby Myers, who had a good year last year.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And let's not forget
Brock
about
Bowers.
Brock Bowers. Thank you.
Too. Mm-hmm. Caleb.
All right, let's go Fields. I think
Fields.
we can all agree on that.
What about Russell
now?
Next?
All my Chicago friends are going to come from my neck after this is posted.
I can get down with Russell Wilson next, although I do think that he's going to be – I think that connection with Malik Neighbors, if it hits, could be really fun in New York. But
and now that I think about it, I think I would take Russell Wilson over Trevor Lawrence in my eyes.
I think so, too. I think I would take Russell Wilson over Trevor.
Betsky's saying being so adamant that T-Law is going to be a top 10 fantasy quarterback this year is so funny to me. And it also made me look at the Jags and go, I don't hate this team. And then the more I looked at it further and further, I was like, this guy is just not a franchise quarterback. He ain't, man.
We're also not ranking based off fantasy either. So
yeah, this is
Trevor Lawrence is simply not winning games this year.
Sorry, bottom 10.
So T-Law? Should we go T-Law here then?
Yeah, I think T-Law.
I think T-Law's a good
Russ ain't going to survive week 7.
That brutal schedule.
You're not wrong. Giants.
Do you guys want to cap this off with Russell Wilson? I'll throw out a couple more names that could be mentioned.
Yeah, who else?
Penix Jr.
Okay.
Tua. Drake May. Aaron Rodgers.
Am I going to get shot if I say Kyler Murray?
No, I agree 1,000%. But he's somehow on our top 10 fantasy QB list. So
fantasy, he might be nice.
That was not an argument against this. Put him on. I think he's terrible.
I am very low on the Arizona Cardinals this year, and I also have their win total under.
Instead of choosing, like, I think we either go 3 guys that we've seen stuff from previously that are probably going to be ass. One of them is going to be ass. Let's just find out who's going to be the assiest. Kyler Murray, Tua, or Aaron Rodgers.
I kind of feel like it's going to be Kyler.
I think
Aaron Rodgers.
Go ahead, Shags.
DK Metcalf, you got a 9-8 team built in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kyler, like I know he's got the weapons, but like he just feels like I know he's not at risk of being pulled because there's nobody really kind of putting pressure on him. But he's the guy that we sit here constantly wondering: is he taking this game seriously?
Fair. I agree with Rusty in there that I would take Kyler over Rodgers, which is why I think we put Rodgers here.
Okay, the age factor, I can see it. I can see it.
That too.
Right.
But again, we're not doing fantasy. This is purely the team. So I actually think the Cardinals and the Steelers are going to be fairly competitive this year. Maybe not win a lot of games, but they're going to be a decent, good football team, and those guys are going to help that process. Whereas, I mean, I could see the Dolphins just falling apart, boys. And Tua is one bad hit away from not even finishing the season.
This is true as well.
Are we putting 2 on this list?
So I'm also on the Dolphins win total under, so I'd be okay with putting 2 here.
Shaggy, why don't you tell us whose win total under you're not on? That might be easier.
Well,
that list might be shorter.
Well, here's the thing: it'd be really easy for me to tell you which team's win total over I'm on, because the answer is none of them. Nobody's winning games this year.
There's going to be a few of those in your graveyard, brother, that you're going to regret, but that's okay because there's the other side of it of like taking some overs and teams suck ass, so it's fine. Exactly. Let's go Rodgers purely off the age.
Yeah, okay, I'm down. Okay. Let's go with Rodgers. Yeah,
I agree with that. Honorable mention.
Tua and Kyler probably honorable mention for various
Russell
reasons.
Wilson in my mind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I get the potential with the Wilson Neighbors connection, but I think Russell will definitely have a short leash in New York, just with what else they've got. And the way Jackson Darts looked, I think.
Ron.
Ron.
All right. There you go, chat. There is our 8 presumably worst quarterbacks this year going into this season. Let us know what you guys think. Who is going to be the poweriest of power bottoms on this list? Mm-hmm. The question I have, though, before we tap this off and get out of here, of all these quarterbacks, which one do you think has the best opportunity to not be on this list and be closer to the top 10?
Caleb Williams. I think he's got some weapons out there. They drafted Luther Burden. You know, they've got Connor Loveland, who, like, media plus, like, Bears coaching staff can't stop talking about. Brand new offensive coordinator brand new head coach and offensive coordinator. No more kind of around. I think he's got the most potential. To say he's going to live up to it, I just think that he's got the things you need around you. To make a good season, and I think the potential's there definitely with this Bears team. But fuck the Bears.
I would say JJ McCarthy. I think just because I think he's got a very talented roster around him. I am thinking of the Minnesota defense and Brian Flores being able to carry this team if JJ doesn't perform. But I do think he's just got too many good skill players around him to not succeed, and too good of a defense. So it will be easier for him to move up in my mind compared to some of the other guys.
SPJ?
I'm going to go Justin Fields. Nice. I really think that Justin Fields can have some fun in New England or in New York this year. I think that I'm probably going to also either draft him late round or stash him on my bench, and hopefully he comes out and starts cooking and has some fun in New England. Or I want to keep saying New England, in New York. So I think Fields could be fun. But we can all guarantee for sure, chat. Let us know who you think has the best chance. One of these guys is going to have a breakout year. One of them, for sure. Because I doubt that we got this list 100% right. So let us know what you guys think. We'll post this on the timeline. I'm sure this one will go well when we post this one.
Yeah.
It's going to have no problems. All right, chat. Thanks for tuning in for your BETSPRESSO to kick off your week. We got a fun week in front of us today. Tomorrow, chat, this is an announcement for you guys in the chat. We'll be dropping this on the timeline later today. We will not be having Talk Your Talk until the start of the NFL season. So Talk Your Talk will be on a bit of a pause for the next 2 weeks. I needed some time to get some other prepping work done. So apologies that we will not be. that too. I've got a few things going on in my personal life and also planning for betting news. So no Talk Your Talk for the next 2 weeks. So sorry about that, but we will have it back to start for week 1 of the NFL season. So you guys can bring all of your NFL chatter to me on Talk Your Talk. But we still have a double dip for you guys tomorrow. Mr. Marcio will be live on the pickoff with Danny Burke talking baseball. And then directly following that, we will have the W information at 5:30 Eastern with me, Kate, and Sook, giving you guys the moves. No NZ tomorrow. GG's to NZ. Meetup news. We are having our meetup. We will be announcing this later this week, but our meetup will be happening in Chicago, October the 9th through the 13th. So if you guys would like to come and hang out with us in Chicago, we'll have a couple of events where you can come and hang out with us, talk sports, watch probably NFL week 5, I think it's that week, that we will be rocking and rolling in Chicago. We will be in the Chicago area. If you live in Chicago, please come and hang out with us. It'd be great to meet all of you guys. It was a great time last year. But if you live further away and you want to come, please feel free to do so. We'll have information about the finalization of that later this week, but you guys just got the news right there. The 9th through the 13th of October. Come and kick it.
Chicago. Can't wait to get a Portillo's burger.
Is that worse, or is the Portillo's veggie dog worse? Because I don't know.
I mean,
it's tasty. It's delicious. I think it's delicious. But what makes people more angry?
I'll be honest. The Portillo's burger was fantastic. It might be the best burger in Chicago, to be honest with you.
Oh man.
Angel Reese agrees. Tukey, let's go. We'd love to see all you guys there with us. We'll have some open events for you guys to come and hang out. You'll win some swag. You'll get to drink some beverages and enjoy kicking it. We had a lot of people show up last year for it. It was a great time, great vibe. You'll also get to find out that I actually am only 5'6". Danny apparently is also 5'7". Betsky is 6'7", and you'll find out all of our legitimate hype and heights accordingly. So,
and I might be on my tippy toes.
Most of the trip. So yeah, Sook is 3'5", exactly. You'll find out that Shaggy has the best huggable linebacker shoulders in the business, and so much more.
6'2", 310.
Yep, Shaggle Bets. Reporting for duty. Go follow Shaggy on social media. Go follow Nate Hornung at Shaggy_bets. Go follow Mr. B Sauce. Go follow myself. Follow all of us at Your Betting News. We appreciate you guys for tuning in today. Go check out all of our free content at bettingnews.com. Boys, anything else before we tap it off?
Let's have a day, people. Appreciate you tuning in.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys. You guys came for the winners and you stayed for the vibes. We'll see you guys tomorrow for a double dip. Have a fantastic Monday, and we will catch you on the next one. Take it easy, chat. Peace.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? Down in the deep. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. Rolling. What you gonna do? Rolling. What you gonna do? Down in the rolling. What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit. What you know about